Hey guys, what's going on? I was just thinking as I was sitting here kind of doing a little bit of planning, organizing for my own business about something that I think it's an issue that I've had, and it's something that I think, maybe if I share the way that I deal with this, it might help you in your own business to get results quicker and with less resistance than you might currently be experiencing. And it's the topic of procrastination. It's one of those things that, especially if you're an entrepreneur, because ideas start coming to you one after the other, like, time bombs, just explosions of, I want to do this, I want to do that. And all of a sudden, you've got all these ideas and only so much time to get them done. And so, as an entrepreneur, procrastination is one of those things that just, it's something that is the bane of what we are all about. As an entrepreneur, what's your goal? It's the practice of creating more and higher levels of value. And as it comes to procrastination in your business, it's one of those things that's kind of weird. It's one of those things when you think about something that you want to do. I know what stopped me in the past is when I think about it, here's this project, boom, I want to do this. And then all of a sudden comes the planning, all the different things I want to do associated with that particular project. And in that planning, all of a sudden there's this whole new world of things to do and new questions to answer. And it's right there that this feeling of procrastination starts to hit. It's this idea of, I want to do it, but I want to do it right. So I want to make sure that I don't leave anything out. And when that hits, things kind of get a little bit heavy mentally. Oh, I don't know if I want to get into that right now. I don't know if I have time for that, because in our lives we got all sorts of things going on. And when we know that we've only got so much time to do something, and there's this thing we want to do and give absolute, complete focus because it deserves it to do it, that we then start to put things off and get done the little things that are easy to complete or do, but don't get us closer to our goals. And what I really realized with this idea of procrastination is that it comes, like I said, with this idea of, I want to do it right. So I want to make sure that I have the time to do it right. Well, recently I was listening to a training. I'm always trying to develop myself and get better. And as it related to procrastination, this idea that I'm about to share with you absolutely revolutionized my own mindset, my own thinking about it. What the training said was, if you realize that in 80% of the situations, 80% of the time, 80% of what you set out to do would be appropriate and sufficient to achieve the end, then strategically it makes absolute sense to put in a good 80% effort as quickly as humanly possible. And along with that, what the training said was that it said that in reality, when we do things, when we do get around to doing them, typically when we do them, we don't feel like we've done them 100%. We feel like we've gotten it kind of there, because when we do it, new ideas come up and we see what we could have done that we didn't yet do. And so at the end of the day, when we do finally get to doing something, we never feel like we've completed it 100%, in other words, to perfection. And so why even deal with all that? Why not just understand and get this idea that in 80% of the situations, that 80% of your, let's call it, capacity to give it everything you got will produce results in 80% of the time, in 80% of the cases. So just go, right? And as soon as I got that, and I sat back and I kind of went, dude, it's right on time. It's right on time. Yes. As soon as that clicked for me, I just felt this huge weight just kind of melt away. And it kind of gave me the permission to go now. And as an entrepreneur, speed is what creates results. Speed is what changes our lives, our results, and the lives of those who we are attempting to bring value to. And if you're dealing with that issue the way that I was, and you're having these thoughts, because here's what happens: you have those thoughts, and then all of a sudden, like I said, you want to get it all done. And all of a sudden, another idea hits, so you want to get all done. And so all these ideas are stacking up one after the other, after the other, after the other. And if that's the case, the first thing you need to do is read the post I wrote on self-doubt, because that process for eliminating that particular aspect is probably going to be necessary here too. You probably got too many things in your head, so you've got to figure out how to get them out of your head, and that post is going to do that for you. And then once you've done that, if you just follow this advice and just realize it, just the truth and the wisdom behind it, the way that I did, you'll see yourself going so much farther, getting so much more done, and getting yourself in so much more flow that, at least for me, I haven't even been able to believe it. And I think the same will be true for you, and you'll have so much fun in the process. So if you want to end procrastination, it's that idea, it's that thought. Let it seep in and take hold of you, and let its truth drive your results into the future. And, let me know what you think. Drop me a line, drop me any questions, and it's the thought of the day.